Good morning, ma'am. Share screen ka lang.
Morning.
Makita ra ang kuan. Makita ra ang slides.
Yeah.
Sige.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, start. Good morning, everyone. We are a firm, and our table of contents consists of introduction, types of financial institutions, comparison of financial markets, and effects of these to the economy. So, introduction to financial market. What is a financial market? A financial market, it is where people and organization wanting to borrow money are brought together with those who have surplus funds in the financial markets. And funds are transferred from surplus units, which are the savers or investors, to deficit units or the borrowers. Now let's move to capital allocation process. So as you can see, we have converted the words into images to understand it quickly at a glance. And first is the direct transfer of money and securities. This happens when a business sells its stocks or bonds directly to savers without going through any type of financial institution. And this is used mainly by small firms. Next is the indirect transfer through investment bankers, where business, securities, and savers' money passes through an investment bank. And primary market transaction usually exist here. And the third one is the indirect transfer through financial intermediaries. Intermediaries are the ones that create new forms of capital. Example is lending to the borrower. And this greatly increases the efficiency of money and capital markets. Now, this occurs in financial intermediaries such as bank, insurance company, or mutual funds. Now, so to continue the report, we have Ms. Danila.
Financial institutions exist to provide a wide variety of deposit, lending, and investment products to individual, businesses, or both. So the major types of financial institutions are following. First, we have central bank. Central bank is responsible for the oversight and management of all other banks. It ensures stability of banking system. Here in the Philippines, we have Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. Next is retail and commercial banks. Retail banks offered products to individual consumer while commercial banks worked directly with businesses. Next, we have internet banks. Internet banks are the new entrants to the financial institution market. It works similarly to retail banks. Next, we have credit union. Credit unions are financial cooperatives that provide traditional banking services to their members. It is created, owned, and operated by their participants. Next, we have savings and loan associations or thrift banks. It is similar to a bank that specializes in helping people to get residential mortgages. Next, we have banks and companies, more commonly known as mutual fund companies, help individual businesses or governments raise capital through the issuance of securities. Next, we have brokerage firms. It is a firm that conducts transactions on behalf of a client. Next is insurance company. Insurance company protect individuals and businesses against misfortunes. And last on the list is mortgage company. It is a firm engaged at originating and funding mortgages for residential or commercial property. Next, we have Miss Gagarin.
So last meeting, we have differentiated different types of markets which have different functions in the economy. So to name some, we have here money market versus capital market. Money market is the trade in short-term debt. Money markets are central to the allocation of capital, the efficient distribution of liquidity among financial institutions, and the hedging of short-term risk. On the other hand, the capital market encompasses the trade in both stocks and bonds. Capital markets channel the wealth of savers to those who can put it to long-term productive use, such as companies or governments making long-term investments. Next, we have here stock market versus bond market. The stock market is a place where investors go to trade equity securities such as shares issued by corporations. The primary function of the stock market is to bring buyers and sellers together into a fair, regulated, and controlled environment where they can execute their trade. On the other hand, the bond market is where investors go to buy and sell debt securities issued by corporations or governments. It provides different investment options other than existing regular investment methods. Lastly, we have here market versus equity market. So the debt market is also known as bond market, which is the arena in which investment in loans are bought and sold. The debt market allows government to raise money to finance the development activities of the government. On the other hand, the equity market or the stock market is the arena in which stocks are bought and sold. Equity markets play an important role in a market based economy. They provide capital raising, liquidity, and investment options. For additional info, we have here Miss Carla.
So last meeting, we also have discussed the difference between spot market and future market. So spot market is used for trading commodities, currencies, and securities for immediate delivery, unlike future market, which is used for a specified future date. So in its context, spot market is an on the spot market, while future market is for a future specified date. We also have the difference between the mutual funds and life insurances. So life insurance provides missing income to a beneficiary upon death, while mutual funds is for a long-term investment. So in a nutshell, life insurance provides a death benefits, while mutual funds provide living benefits for the shareholders. So we have here the initial public offering, which is the last financial market. So IPO is a process of offering shares of a private corporation to the public in a new stock issuance. This allows a company to raise capital from public investor. So this means that if a company has never issued equity to the public and is doing it for the first time, it is known as IPO. So with all of these financial markets, how does this affect our economy? So there are actually a lot of studies that suggest that the level of financial development creates a large positive impact on economic growth. So financial markets help to efficiently direct the flow of savings and investment in the economy in ways that facilitates the accumulation of capital and production of goods and services. So having a well-developed financial markets and institutions, as well as a diverse financial instrument, will suit the needs of borrowers and lenders, and therefore will have a positive impact in the overall economy. This also suggests that making Filipinos aware and involved of this financial market and teach them how this creates wealth would somehow improve the economy, especially now that we are transitioning into a more digital economy. Therefore, improving our financial market would help our country's economic growth. So that's all for our presentation today.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So the one that you mentioned about Filipinos being not so much informed about our financial markets, can you give us specific ways on how this can be addressed? What are the specific ways that either the private sector or the government or any other organization can do to make literacy about the financial market more widespread, so that when you reach college or university, it won't be something totally new to you, so that when you reach college it's going to be something, oh yeah, I know about that already, like we've learned about that since how many years ago. So can you give some specific ways on how the Filipino population can become more well informed about this?
Um, Good morning, ma'am. So, personally, based on my experience on especially the seminar that we had in fintech, so it 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 is actually the first time that I heard about investing in a stock and how it create wealth after a future date. So I think the having a conducting a seminar, especially giving information to the general public about this how these financial markets would create wealth and for their future as well would help the Filipinos be informed on what to do with their excess money. So actually there is in the bank you cannot it's not all about savings naman when you go in the bank, diba? So you also have the options to invest in something that you would eventually harvest for the future. So specifically, ma'am, we can conduct seminars for those Filipinos who are in need of that financial literacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if I may add, no, I think that should even start as early as grade school. So like it should be something that should be so natural in the grade school curriculum, so that when students reach high school age and college age, it won't be something totally new to them. So, and we need so much work in this, no, in our country. So maybe you can, like, in your own little ways, maybe you can do something about it. Talk about it to your cousins or your siblings, or even your parents if they're not as informed as you are, or like family members, or maybe just in your community, no nga. Like it could come out just naturally ba nga. Kanang maybe someone will say nga, uy, I received like a birthday gift in the form of cash from this. Uy, maybe you should put that in the bank, or maybe invest it in mutual funds, blah blah blah, or something like that. To invest in mutual funds, I think you just need a minimum of 5,000. I don't know if they lowered it to 1,000, but if you go through COL, you can already start investing in the stock market for 1,000. And if you're familiar with some prominent figures, no, that are promoting investing in the stock market, there was even one who said that he helped in, like, helped educate his household help, his maid, quote unquote. I don't kayo like using the term maid, no. He educated his household help concerning investing in the stock market, and then the household help actually started earning millions already because of that. But it was a long term thing though. So things like that, like, yeah, like, just things coming out naturally from you because of the things you know. And sometimes the best way to share something is right after you hear about it, because then it's going to stick with you and stick with you, and then you will want to learn more, and then whatever it is you learn, you share it right away to others. Or I think it sticks better that way, good. Like me, when I read something and then I don't tell anybody about it, tendency is I will forget about it. But if I read about something and then I tell someone about that, it tends to stick more. And then it can give rise to the next few conversations that you're going to have. Yeah, so okay. And I think that should even be part of the community extension program of the university, specifically our college, no, to inform our communities more about what opportunities they can have, what channels they can use for either for putting their money into it or for borrowing. Okay, so thank you. I
Can
think
I add something? Oh my God.
I just had, yes, sure. Sure.
For me, ma'am, since today we are more engaged in technology, I guess short video tutorials on saving money or applying for credit or opening a checking account, like on YouTube or any social media platforms, could really help educate us, especially the millennials or the younger ones, on how it could be done. Since more naman dyan naroon ang technology, ma'am, like more engaged on social media naman dyan ang mga millennials or even the younger ones today. So that's all, ma'am.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Thank you, Donna. And also, that's one of the reasons why fintech last year was birthed, no, because of kind of the increasing popularity of electronic means, and also for us to be more informed about it. Yeah, karon murag anywhere you can secure information right away. You just Google it and then you get to know information about it. But that's for those who are interested. So sometimes those who are interested can also try to make a ripple effect by informing their community about it. So I think for you that could be part of your personal mission, no, to like just talk casually about it to people. maybe someday in the near future or the far future, they're going to ask you about it later on. So muna, it's important nga you yourselves, you're also participating in the financial markets in some way. So yeah, and you see so many videos on YouTube already, like millennials investing in this and that, earning a lot of money already from their investments. Some are even like quote unquote retiring already at the age of what, 30, 35, 40. Although I don't totally subscribe to the idea that you should retire in the sense when you stop working. And although you could retire from your job, but maybe not from your life vocation. So kana those things, no? And uh how will I say it? Sometimes it's a sad thing that some old people, you see them, no nga, kanang, even though they're receiving pension from SSS, you see ba nga, they're still having a not so comfortable life. So I think that's one of the benefits also of being financially literate early on, because then you can start planning as early as now. You can start planning for your retirement. If God wills, no nga, you live until that age. So you can start saving for it. And you know what? I read a post from someone who was a co-teacher in another university before. She shared that she got an insurance plan at the age of 23 just because napugos siya, no? So that was how she felt about it. Nga napugos siya, sige, mukha na lang ko insurance. And then she paid for it. She saw it as an expense, jud nga murag, hay, bayad na po ng insurance, something like that. So she was paying for that insurance plan for 5 years. By the way, she's now an insurance agent. So she was paying for that insurance plan for 5 years, and then I think the after 5 years, murag, you let the money grow for 10 years, no? And then now I think she got it back na, like her investment in the life insurance plan plus the amount of money that it earned, no, for the 5 plus 10 years. And then she could only say one thing. She regretted that she did not invest more. So that's what they say, no, walay pagmahay nga maguna. So kana murag, that's one of the things that will make us realize nga as early as now we have this information. There are so many jud, ikaw na lang mabuyok, no, og pili like what YouTube videos you will want to watch. But you also have to assess your own situation, which is going to fit for you. Okay, you can't mansad copy paste no what they did. That's also what you're going to do. You have your own specific context for that, and yeah, try to apply what works best in your current situation. So for those of you who may be having you have a job right now, so you're earning some amount of money, just saving like ginagmay every payday, that could already spell a whole lot of difference how many years from now. You just will never know, like really. So anyway, I could go on and on about this, but anyway, let's move to our next group. So okay, so we have 3 groups left.